All right, so here we go. Game number 9, 8-0. We've slid up to rank 29 at this point, and we're going to see if we can keep that win streak going at this point. So on allies, as I think y'all know, allies, it's harder to keep a win streak going. So I'm sure we got a loss coming up here soon. But for now, let's keep it rolling. And next game we have is versus Lone Shark. That name sounds familiar. I feel like I've played them before, or maybe I've just seen them in the rankings before. I'm not sure. That the name sounds familiar. So, um, any case, we'll see what it comes up with. The game was found pretty quickly, so I'm assuming they're a platinum player at the very least, if not a higher level platinum player. So let's see what we got. Good old Russia one. Let's get some good or at least neutral dice, please. Hopefully, I got those couple bad dice games out of the way. Nothing new, nothing tricky. Someday the West Russia Jam will come around, but just to test it out, but not today. Here we go. All right, all right, all right. Good, good start. I'll take 4 hits. That's nice. 2 hit backs. Okay. Okay, I said get the hit. Please get the hit. All right, so we're gonna start one above. Yeah, I'd like to see 6, 5 at the worst. I will take 7 because that probably assures that they won't stack Corellia. This is the one I'd really like to see 4 hits the first round of battles. Oy, 2's not good. Oy, it's always bad when the bomber hits. Oh boy, we might be in trouble here, folks. Oh, oh heartbreak. Oh, farfandoogle. It's not even worth continuing. Oh, bad day. Bad day at the office. I'm assuming this means West Russia is now in trouble. This one might be my worst start yet. It is, well, yeah. Anyways, this is going to be a tough one. I mean, this isn't even a situation where I feel comfortable trying to pull off a super blitz KJF, really, to be perfectly honest. So, alright, so we got 2 AA, 7 infantry, 2 artillery. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to smoke West Russia. Caucasus, I can't even put my units in Caucasus. I mean, this is just not pretty. 3 infantry and artillery. How many tanks he's got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 tanks. And 1, 2, 3, 4 fighters and a bomber. And he can still do his C-Zone 7 stuff without a blink of the eye. It's a slightly negative IPC value, so yeah, I gotta just abandon Caucasus. Just give it to him for free. And then, oh, man, this just stinks. Can't even go protect Egypt, so he could take that bomber to Egypt if he wants. So might as well put them both up there. No, not the start I wanted. Not the start I wanted. This will be a big time pull off if we can pull this one off. The other games will pale in comparison to this one. All right, there we go. All right, so here we go in this wonderful opening. He bought a carrier, so we got a G1 carrier buy. I really haven't played this too much. I placed one in one of those games I did last season just as a fun game, I think it was. Uh, and the player just wasn't all that great. And then I tried it once myself, and I don't think I did it well. I mean, I won, but I don't think I did it well. I think the big thing that does right off the bat for me when I see the carrier G1 that says KGF. I mean, KGF is kind of off the table because it'll be almost impossible to win that over and take over the battle over Africa. Although, I mean, it is a pretty expensive buy that then is not units that he's sending to Russia, but yeah. Anyways, KGF. So we're gonna go KGF. So that already rules out. I'm not gonna bother with the sub buy. My little play down here. Um, so We'll start with our 3 ground in India, and then we come on up to this picture, and despite whatever this looks like, the only thing that's threatening here is a bomber and 2 fighters. So I'm good with just a carrier, a loaded carrier, defending that. So I'm going to go, since we're way behind already, we need to get pressure up on Germany as quick as possible. So I'm going to go with a transport buy instead of a destroyer buy for UK so that we can start landing as many troops as possible as soon as possible. And like I said, I haven't really thought about too much about what this means exactly, other than the fact that he's not in TJ, so I got that unit saved. I know since I'm going to go KGF, US 1, we're going to buy a carrier. 2, potentially you can bring everything out here. 3, we're chasing him in. And 4, probably US 4 is when we could actually have a real attempt at sinking whatever he's got going there. So we got to keep the Suez shut down. Well, through Germany 4. On Germany or through Germany 3. Germany 4, if he opens it up, is fine because presumably US4 we're going to hit him before he sneaks through, but we don't really want this to get out, and then he starts taking Madagascar and holding this stuff and putting pressure on India, and it gets ugly, especially if or the other thing can happen, he can bring his J fleet in and get the J fleet into the Mediterranean as well. So a lot of ugly things can happen, so we want to get that sunk. So I'm planning on by US4 being able to try to take that out, which means I need to fight for this through um, through UK3. I need to make sure that UK3 I'm still taking TJ so that G4 he can't sneak through it. So that's one of the things on my mind. Now I just got to look at, okay, so now, well, he's going to have, what do I need to prepare for here, right? So he'll have a carrier, a battleship, two fighters. What's this guy do? 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can't hit anything. This bomber certainly could, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got two fighters, a bomber, a battleship, and a transport that can hit um, down here. So that's like 5 units hitting. So we can consolidate everything into TJ, pull up so he can't blitz the tank. So yeah, sometimes I would leave a unit here, but I think I'm gonna pull out. He can move all 6 of these units and bring a transport over to bring 7, 8 in, and I'll have my transport live, so we'll have that at least, and we'll have my bomber coming around. Although normally I land him there, but I can't land him there. We'll have one fighter. One fighter is going to be over here, so we'll have a fighter and a bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he won't be able to hit it there. So a fighter, a bomber, and maybe 5 units, so 7 units we can attack with, and he's got 6, and he's going to be landing 7 and 8 there, or we'll have transport 2, so it'll be tight. It'll be close. So maybe he won't be able to stack that on G2, but it's going to get ugly, and then of course, Japan's going to be putting pressure on. So here we go. All that said and done. Let's just get to work. Buy is going to be 2 infantry and artillery for down there, and like I said, we're going to go ahead and get a carrier and a transport going for up in the Atlantic. Russia, if I want to take my units and stack here so he can't transport and take it again. If I can take these 2 provinces, then his tanks can't get me, and he's got only just the 1 unit coming from here, so I should be okay. So I just need to guarantee that I take these 2 and put enough down here to stack that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That works. So if we could potentially take it, that'll be a bonus. Although that is one of my units going up there that I'm not putting into here. What's that going to mean on TJ? I need to check that. So yeah, so I did when I took it off. I think we're gonna have to just let Russia take it with a stack move, hopefully, and just make sure we take these guys. Because if I send my fighter to hit there, then I have to land him here. I can't land him in TJ to help defend the bombardment and the blitz and all the units. And even with the fighter coming over, and I would also be losing that infantry, so I would only have the 2-1-1, and the U.S. fighter, I'd have to make sure I get a Russian fighter down there, which means they wouldn't be attacking along here. So I can't get the Russian fighter down there, so then the only other option would be to sacrifice my transport and land my transport in 34 carrying guys over there. But I feel like I can just stack move here, and although I won't be able to build into Caucasus that turn, but I'll be able to build into Moscow still, and we'll reconsolidate on Russia 3. So, that was a lot of talking. What it does mean, I am going to go ahead and do him, 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 him. Yeah, we're going to do fighter cruiser that way. We're going to be taking those guys. I guess I could use the bomber over here and then still be able to land my fighter there. then we'd be short one guy here, and that's a little iffy. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it this way. We're gonna continue. Whatever. I'm overthinking it, I think. I get into those modes where I tend to overthink things. Because, I mean, in our other game in this battle, it took all of this just to get by, and I just scraped by, so. Alright, got all 3 hits in one. See, that's the nice thing with it. And no more subs to worry about, so we can take him out. Keep our cruiser. Good deal. Got the hit. Again, it'd be nice if the cruiser lived so that he'd have to commit to it, but most important thing is got the kill on the transport and the destroyer. I need to recheck this because I forgot I'm not doing my kill box, so that'd be a nice easy target for the fighters. So let's see what this looks like if I bring that US fighter over. How are we doing defense-wise then? So he'd have an infantry, an artillery, a tank. What did we say? 3 fighters? 2 fighters. A bomber and a battleship. And we're talking about having in here 3 infantry, an artillery, a tank, and a fighter. It's iffy. You know, he could take that, I suppose. So this is what it looks like. So it's slightly negative for him. You know, he's going to have air live, but he's not going to take it. But then he does have his fleet live in there, so he'll be bringing more ground behind it. Or he'll have ground going into Egypt there. Boy, that's a bit sketchy, isn't it? Is there anything else we can do? Alright, yeah. I don't like it because I think he'll wipe everything there, stack Egypt, and then I don't think I'll be able to, maybe I could retake it, but I'm not going to be able to do like I was talking about where I really need to hold that through 3. So I think I'm going to have to sacrifice a transport, which at least we're building this transport up here early, and this isn't the KJF where I really need him to hang around so I can do stuff with him. So I'm actually going to take the AA gun, and I'm going to drop it over here. And you know what? I'm not even going to do that. We're just going to go here and drop it. I suppose he could go either way, can't he? You know what we will do? Decisions. So my whole thought process, if I put him here, right, he can still bombard. It doesn't block a bombardment, but he can't kill the transport if he bombards. And then maybe my transport can sneak through, come back this way, and I don't know, something happened over there. I'll stick with here. Because I wanted to use one of these fighters to kill him so that he's less tempted to come after my carrier. But, alright. Again, overthinking way too much. We're gonna go that way. I go here. Japan can't hit me, can he? Oh, he can, can't he? Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can. So we don't want that. Where else can we go to? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's go here, I think, instead. No reason to put him in an undue risk. We're already in a tough situation. No reason to throw him out to the water. Alright. I'm not really sure about all this. Was very ishy-washy on this round. Oh. Alright guys, here comes a speed run, and I'm probably not good in this game because because I'm in trouble in this game. But I'm kind of out of time. The timer's ticking on me. I had 40 minutes when I first logged in, and I had to take a phone call, so I don't even know what the timer's at right now, and I'm worried when we wrap this up, I may get the "you lost" button. So, in any case, Japan 3-3. You can kind of see what he did. He did a pearl. He came over here, which is interesting. I guess he's just wanting to prevent me from coming restacking pearl, which in a KGF I'm not going to do anyway, so it's all good. He left the transports, but I don't think I got a bomber anywhere that can reach there yet. Yeah, so nothing we can do about that. Because he did take out that carrier. Remember, this is one with the G1 carrier over here in the med. I don't think he did anything substantial otherwise. I mean, everything else looks like it was pretty straightforward. You got a fighter sitting out here. Let's see. Yunnan, lost to in Yunnan, yay. Lost fighter sub in Pearl, pretty average. 1-1 in Bury, okay. 2-2 in Onway. Go Onway. You know, you're never gonna win. You know that's a victory right there. Only losing 2. Took Burma with the 1 kill. So I mean, it's actually not horrible. I mean, we got to kill 2, 3, 5 infantry of his, so that's not bad. Yeah, on J1, I will take that. That's nice because hopefully we can keep him slowed down. All right, gotta move. I was just in the middle of getting my buy. We're gonna get 2 transports. We're gonna get a carrier. I think we're gonna go to 2 land because of the carrier over here. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a destroyer, I think. Again, I didn't think this out too hard. Didn't have time. We'll let Russia take that. I don't think I'm gonna waste sending the destroyer for the cruiser. I might try. I will try to use my sub on him, and then he can kill the sub with his destroyer if he wants. So I do think we'll go that route, but I don't think I'm going to bring all the Americans over. So I don't think that leaves anything for us to attack. Anything we can do? We're not going that way. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's nice, quick, and easy. So one of the things I do know we got to be careful of is he put his bomber in France, right? So we got to be careful of 10. I can't just put my destroyer and 2 transports there because that's too risky. I was thinking about bringing my cruiser and destroyer, put a cruiser destroyer here and a transport here, so that he'd having trouble there. But then these guys actually go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land on the carrier out there. So then you have 2 fighters and a bomber versus them. So I don't want to do that either. So we do need to be careful in our non-combat here. That I am going to give him the destroyer by itself just as an option, but we're going to move. those guys up that way, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we should be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. He can't land there, so we can put the U.S. fighter here. Hold on, let me double check. It wasn't better, right? Yeah. U.S. fighter there. That way we can work towards over here, or we could come back up this way if we need to. You know, otherwise we just go there and then we come over here anyways. So I like that placement a little bit better. Gotta be a little bit careful with this guy. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. I think we'll go ahead and put him over here because we are going to have that transport, which we're probably going to end up sacrificing that transport in all likelihood. I'm leaving him in the destroyer here if he wants to try the bomber on destroyer. You know, maybe we get a lucky shot on his bomber. That one can come up that way. This one can come up that way. Battleship, destroyer. Those guys over, move him over. So let's see, what does that leave us units here? So we got 2, 1, 1. I think that should still leave us enough units for our transports. Oh, don't want to forget these guys. I think I wanted him there. I think we still needed a little more protection there if I remember right. Memory's not serving real great there, but there we go. Let's see if we can do this without screwing things up. 2 fighters, 3 infantry. Okay, yeah, we should have enough there. Oh, yikes. Okay, so this is the one we want to make sure we take these two. Oh, crud. I'd really like to kind of calculate this out. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. That'll give me 8 and a whole bunch of other stuff to come down this way. Hopefully that should get us a hit relatively easily, and then we can calculate out everything after we know that we won those battles too. Hopefully won those battles too. Come on, important battle here. Very important battle, this one. Just get the hit. Get the hit. Thank you. Thank you. And this one's critical too. If Corellia doesn't win, that's not a huge deal. Although we do want it to win, of course. Because he's already got enough, he's going to be able to stack. There we go, good. Thank you, infantry. Because, yeah, he has enough that he'll be able to stack Corellia no matter what I did, so... This is just to prevent him from being able to build 2 units up on the front line or off the bat with that strong German start he's had. Thank you. All right. Good deal. All right. Now we just need Caucasus to win on one shot. Don't lose. Don't give them more than one shot at us. Get the hit. If I'd been more confident in those other battles, I should have just sent everything. All right, good. You know, there's nothing I can do about that. If he's going to hit, he's going to hit. I was just worried he'd get more than one hit in. let's take the moment and just calculate what we need to have here. Hopefully I have the moment. So what all can he attack me with? Quick, 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 quick. Get all that out of there. So he can have at best an infantry and a tank, and he could have one, two, three fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so and a bomber. 3 fighters, a bomber, and then of course the battleship. We're gonna have at least how many tanks? We got 3 tanks left, right? 3 tanks, yep, and an AA that we're throwing in there. So let's put in AA, 3 tanks, infantry, artillery. And how many more infantry do we need to be comfortable there? Really just maybe only 1 or 2, because I want to make sure I have enough to be able to trade Velo back next turn. Yeah, really you only need 2 infantry down there, so let's not send all these guys this way after all. Let's just send Fender now. Okay, maybe not quite all 5. Let's send 1 more infantry. Whoa. So we should have 2 infantry, 3 tanks, AA. Okay, there we go. You are still coming this way. I think we're just gonna pull all you guys back. All right, there we go. Let's see if we made it in time. Hopefully we made it in time. Where we want these guys? Oh, that's right. They all gotta go back here. We don't have a choice where we want those guys. All right. I hope I didn't miscount down here and do anything stupid. But it looks kind of good. I think it looks kind of good. I didn't get a warrant. I didn't get the defeat button. So, whew, we made it. Okay, I'm up against a fast timer again. This guy, he takes his turn like right afterwards, and it's just rough timing for me. So, anyways, he bought. I did this video. Started it yesterday. I started last night actually, and then the whole thing, my whole computer crashed. So, I'm gonna forget a lot of the stuff I said before. But anyways, he bought 11 infantry, 2 artilleries. He pushed in. He failed on bellow. You can kind of see his setup going here. We got UK's turn. He's got his carrier down here, so he now has 611 plus 2 infantry that can threaten TJ, as well as a fighter, bomber, and battleship. Meanwhile, we got to watch our backside and India here, and we're going to be very stretched, very thin, and we may end up getting very thin up here and have to concede West Russia potentially to hold India if we want to, or concede India to hold West Russia. He can put us into one of those, but we knew that with his opening that he had. Potentially, I could pull back and just dead zone TJ is the other option, and so that would best me be pulling back, and that way he can't go to TJ. At the very least, I could retake it, and then also defend India and hopefully West Russia as well. And then by not letting him take it and being able to trade it, then potentially still keep the Suez closed for him to be able to get through G4 and hopefully let US do their thing at that point. I've been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I just need to rush. And I think I am actually leaning towards pulling out of TJ. 30 seconds ago, I was going to leave him in there. Now I'm going to pull him out. Because I think that's the best way that we can protect both of these and still be able to close the Suez. I believe we'll still be able to close the Suez. Of course, we got to watch out because Japan gets a turn right after us. So if Japan was to move down to 35 with this guy, that would be tricky. But if he moves to 36, I can drop a destroyer, which is part of my plans for UK3. So you know what? We are going to retreat. And anyways, we are buying 3 infantry, 2 tanks, 2 infantry, or 1 infantry, 2 tanks can go down here. We're going to buy an air and 2 infantry for up here. We're going to run this a little bit risky up here in C Zone 3, where he could do a bomber and a carrier buy, so you have a bomber and 2 fighters versus a cruiser, carrier, destroyer, because we're going to fly the fighters into West Russia so that we can get them on down to help down here. Anyways, we got to run. Good. Still has that bomber sitting right there. Excuse me. Oh, what do I want to do? So I'll be risking 3 transports up there ultimately versus the bomber and possible 2 buy. But I mean, that means he buys a carrier too, and that's just a lot. So I'm going to risk it. I am going to risk it. I am going to risk it. I'm still trying to convince myself. All right. You know what? Like we said, this is a game we started way behind, so we got to take some risks. Kind of like just the 1 infantry, but we had two airplanes coming here. Thank you. Big whiff. Big. That was not a big whiff. All right. Well, I was hoping he wouldn't be able to stack Burma, but now he very well may be able to stack Burma. Come on, let's sub do your thing. Do your thing, do your thing. Come on, sub, do your thing. This is your specialty. Surprise strikes. That was not a good surprise strike. Rats. And so it continues. We'll lay him an AA over there if he wants it. Alright. I think that's it. Nope, we made it. So, Japan 2, he did pull off of India, so that was nice. He did make a pretty strong pressure over here onto the US, which, I mean, if it's just doing it for, and then going to come down to Pearl and work his loop that direction, it's not really that big a deal. But he did put another built a transport here, like he could set up to try to continue to stack Alaska, which can be tricky and it can be a sore on US for a while, but it's also a drain on Japan. I'd rather him not be there though personally, so I'm gonna overbuild, and this I might be slowing myself down too much, especially in this game that started out so rough. But um, we'll see. I just prefer to get Japan out of there. I don't want to accidentally then give him here and then him park a bomber on here, and then the bombers can kill C Zone 1, and I mean, he's going to be able to do that this turn anyways. He's going to be able to move a bomber over there. And so I got to be mindful of that because he's got bombers over here. And it just gets a little tricky keeping an eye on the air. So I just want to get them out of Alaska. I can't do it. I can't stop him this turn. But, I'm going to put a big wallop of guys here. I'm not going to build a transport this turn. That's going to be the slow part, right? I'm going to put a wallop of guys there. Because, I mean, he put his air here so he could use it to attack. So we'll pull this guy out. If he's probably going to take Canada there, but then we'll send a big wallop of guys. And then even if he goes back and brings some over, and then he brings some more over, and then he brings in fighters, I mean, he could have, just by doing the one transport back and forth, by the time the U.S. can attack on U.S. 4, he could have 6 ground and whatever air he wants to have over here. So we're putting 9 ground units, plus him will make 10, that'll come up, plus I'm building a bomber, and then I can always build tanks and air on US 3 if I need to supplement the attack. Presumably he retreats out of there. Those units, this turn can either go here or they go here, and we build a bunch of transports in US 3 to get them going. So it'll be a delayed turn, another tactic delaying a turn for pressure, so kudos to him for that regards, but it's also a delayed turn of pressure coming to the central land. And so that's what I wanted to talk about, Japan, this being a KGF, so Japan is the one that's going to threaten Russia, and you look here, I mean, he's got 2 individual units up here, he's got 2 units here, a little mini stack right here that's going to be forming and coming up, and nothing there, so he still hasn't gotten these guys or this guy for that permanent. I mean, these are permanent income, right? Essentially permanent income because it's going to be a long time till U.S. Counters Madagascar, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, at least for a while. Alaska's temporary income. So I tend to be one I like to go this way around the loop and get the permanent income quicker because I think it adds up to more in the long run. But there's certainly nothing wrong with going this direction. It's just a style of play. I think it's easier to go with only having 5 transports for Japan if you go to Alaska first and then just come on around. A lot of times when I end up going Australia first, I end up getting a 6 transport so that one can go that way and one can go this way and loop. But anyways, this isn't about axis play. But what it does mean is when I look at the board here, this is his soft spot, is this. And so I want to attack that. We got to get a little bit of advantage on him. Some of my main goals as allies early game is to hold West Russia stack, keep an India stack. A lot of games they're going to pressure where you have to give up one or the other of these two in order to maintain. And then goal number 3, I want to create a Kaza stack as soon as I can with allies, if at all possible. And goal number 4 is to plug Africa. Well, I had to give somewhere here, right? There just wasn't anything I could do about that. There was going to be a give. So I gave Africa. That was goal, and that's the priority order I do them in too. That's my priority order 4. I mean, U.S. can get down here and they can deal with them once we cut off the transport. So it's just a matter of time. He's diverting units that way too. That's units that aren't in Europe, which eventually we're going to be hitting. So it slows things up. It makes the game a little bit longer for allies, but in general, long games favor allies in my opinion, especially if you hold India. Because if you hold India, there's a good chance you're holding Africa. So I actually think yes, as bad as round 1 was, I'm not out of the woods by any means at this point, but I'm starting to feel a little bit comfortable that I'm going to hold an India stack because he retreated. I'm going to hold my West Russia stack. I'm going to aggressively attack here, which should allow me to get a Kaza stack in 3. And so if I can get those 3 goals accomplished, then I'm feeling pretty good. Generally speaking, I value the center of the board, which, basically is Da 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 da. Right, right, like this, right? This is our key provinces of everything. More than the periphery, and that's what he's doing. He's attacking the periphery. He's attacking Africa. He's attacking Alaska, but he's not going much here other than this German stack, which, to be frankly honest, he's got no reinforcements coming through here, and maybe I didn't do the math, and maybe he'll be able to blitz this guy over with the tanks and these guys, so he'll have 13 units sitting here, and that might give him a stack there. I didn't bother to calculate if I could dead zone that or not. I feel like the number of units I'm going to have will be close to a dead zone there, but I didn't calculate it out, I'll be honest. I am going to stack Caucasus, even though he has his transport still alive, as well as West Russia this turn with Russia. So we're going to have all my units right here. So hopefully I have enough to hold him back. Because if I do, then he's only going to get 2 units built to reinforce there. And then this is going to eventually start getting to be a little bit weak as I start getting some UKs up and running. And, so he's going to have to watch out for that. So that's our big picture play. Let's get down to the move. So yeah, I'm going to buy, like I said, a stack of troops I'm going to put here. He's not going to take West USA at least, and then we should get him off Alaska, and I should have just a turn delay in transports build. I am going to buy a bomber. The key point of the bomber buying this, one, is to help do all this stuff, but two, I don't want to give him a freebie up in here, and he may not like a bomber versus cruiser, if he continues to do that, so it may pull his destroyer up there as well, which I'm contemplating a sub buy with the UK, because his only destroyer is way out here. And it's unfortunate I've lost all my subs already. That's disappointing. But if I can draw his destroyer up here and I build a sub down here, then we can create some headaches with it maybe, especially with the bomber, and we've got 4 fighters, and maybe we do something crazy. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. So that's the play. So what I was saying, I am going to be setting up. I'm slowly working on setting this up. I want the U.S. fleet to take care of him. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fighters and a bomber on the board right now, and that is about a 50-50 battle if he puts 2 fighters on the carrier. Considering it's potentially taking out German fighters, that's a battle I'll possibly maybe take. If I can keep the Suez shut down and corner him in 17 another turn, then I can always move the fleet on, in as the battleship destroyer also arrived at 14 and then get him. But that might be asking a bit much to hold the Suez closed that long as he pumps units in, and UK can only, they can only hold this front for so long if Japan moves back. So it's a blessing that Japan moved out, because now I'll be able to kind of hang out here a little bit, hopefully, and be able to continue to hold off a TJ stack. If these guys gets through, then he'll probably get his carrier's values worth of coming up and getting down to here and getting all of this and whatnot. I don't know. Anywho, I think this game we might do the dreaded Berlin bomb though, just because I don't know that I'll use him to attack the fleet. But I am going to. I don't normally use. I'll be honest. I don't normally go this way. Normally I'm coming over here and using them to help take a Ukraine battle at one point, or coming down here to help India. But just because Japan's just so low on units down here, I want to punish them for it. So yeah, we're gonna give that a go. Let's see, what else are we going to be attacking? We're going to want to take these guys up there. We want to take Morocco. What do we want to take Morocco with? I'll leave a AA and an infantry for that guy. I think I might end up just bringing him over as well to prevent an air attack and transport back over. And then we can, since we're going to be low on units to come back to, maybe we bring them down here to Africa with this transport coming down and this transport so that we got enough of a force down there. I think that's it for the attacks. So we're gonna have 5 units here. He'll have 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So he could have. That is just one down here, right? Yeah. So he could have 4 fighters and a bomber attack me. And I've got cruiser, destroyer, carrier. I feel like that's a battle I'm willing to take. Right, so that's 5 units versus 5 units. I'll have 2 transports in there, so not really. And that, again, fighters are, Air Force are kind of important for Germany. Although that last game or the game where they kept wiping out my allied fleets got me slightly neurotic now about trying to keep my guys alive. I do think. Do we leave it that way? Getting my games mixed up. I don't have another carrier coming through, right? Yeah. Kind of like taking the fighters before carrier down here. I mix this up, so. Let's go big numbers. Think big, big numbers, big numbers. Big numbers, think big numbers, big numbers. That's a big number. We need a big number now. Don't give me another 1. Alright. I'll take a 4. 4 is decent. 4 is doable. I did realize I put I was kind of counting on the Russia winning, so I'm putting the gambling that Russia's going to win their battle. And that I'm going to win this without and take the territory. Which means I got a stinking hit with the fighter already. Thank you. Thank you, worthless fighter. Why did I even use you? If I hadn't used a fighter, I could land him somewhere better than where I'm going to be landing him. Alright, we're going to move you over. You got to land there. So I think we're going to be holding you pretty good, so we're going to put you down there. Two fighters, cruiser, destroyer, carrier. Got battleship destroyer here, the bomber can reach, but that's it. Down this way. I know. This is probably an over-exaggeration, but I don't care. Again, I'll build a slew of transports next time, move them here, move them to the Africa, and we'll do the whole Africa shuck thing if we have to. I got no sweat on it. I'm a little worried he may take the pot shot up here. I mean, he have to build a carrier, right? But he could do the bomber two fighters for the carrier build. He could do that. That's a possibility. $31. Woo! I feel rich as Russia right now. What would I do with 31? Actually, I'm going to take a second here. I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm going to go ahead and double check that I can dead zone Ukraine from him doing a blitz and take. Okay, yeah, we should have it pretty dead zoned, even with. I was debating whether I needed to buy more artilleries, but I'm just going to load up. Did I not spend all my money last time? Did I really get 31? I'm not used to having 31. That's like in this game that I know we started out rough on. My mind's kind of blown right now. I get this is my weakness. I get multiple tough games going, and my brain can't remember diddly squat. So I thought about as I was speaking about all that, I thought about going here, but he could counter with one and you know several planes that he could get up into there. 3 or 4 planes that he could attack with. Down here, he's got no infantry, so he had to attack with just planes. And because normally I don't attack here with Russia because they don't get the IPC. But if I take this, it'll stay and US will get it. And it gives me a counter to what he does here a little bit, that I could use my fighters and whatnot. So, and I did want to double check. We were talking about putting two tanks and fighter. Had to relook at my notes real fast. And that's it for the attacks. Now this is an important battle. So I got like a 95% chance. I'm just gonna be quiet and wait till the battle's over. Okay, I get better than a 95% chance of winning this, but it is important that I win this battle. Ooh. With all 3 infantry living, that's cool. Cool. Man, it's kind of a sucker because I didn't count for I did count on putting 1 infantry here, but if I know that means we're gonna live. Anyways, moving on. I do want to make sure I really do want to kill this guy. Otherwise, it makes the defense of my U.S. fighter a little bit dicey because he'll have a sacrifice it if I don't kill him. Come on. Ah, crap. Here we go. Ah, crapola. Alright. That's what I get for counting on it. Well, if I retreat, he's a dead man anyways. I'm way past due for a roll of a 1. Of course it's him. Oh, that was such a waste. Why'd I do it? It's a 90%, so just for the record, it's a 90% chance 3 infantry beat 1, and every time I do it, I tend to lose out on that. All right, let me double check my numbers. So that's going to give me an AA, an infantry, and a fighter. He can have an infantry, 2 fighters, and a bomber. At least we took this one so you can't get the tanks through. Oh man, I hate my infantry right now. Let's see, what do I want to have in West Russia? West Russia, we're just going to double check my count. So I got 9 infantry. I'll have to double check if the tank makes a difference. If I had those tanks in, what if I don't do that? What if I just keep him home, let him blitz the other 2 tanks through? What's that look like? That's profitable for him. 50-50-ish. I mean, 60% for him. About even profit. I think I'm going to stick with my original plan. Put the 1 in there. So I need 1 tank in there. I need 3 fighters. 1 is there. Other fighter's going to come down here. You're going to go up. You're going to go in. So that gives me 10, 14, 15, 17. I should have 18. What am I missing? 6, 7, 17. Oh, wait, no, I should have 17. 17 is correct. Sorry. 17 units is correct. And then I'm going to drop 4 infantry. Got my 2 tanks. Got a fighter coming here. Got my bomber in there. You can't blitz through. All you can do is 2. You can bring in 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you can bring in 3 fighters. I think I counted that right. I think I only counted 2 fighters, but I forgot about the carrier. 3 fighters, a battleship, a bomber, and then 2 ground units. I think I should still be good there. Yeah, we're still good there, so. Alright. Hey. There we go. Alright, so I hate the fact that I wasted 3 Russian infantry. I still like the idea. I'm happy that I got these stacked and India stacked. I'm happy we got a strong line going through the middle of the board here. So we'll see where this goes. All right, guys. So I apologize about the delay on the video coming out. As learned, I've had two videos come out without the sound on the video, and I needed to check and find out how many went before I was able to get the sound corrected. And so here we go with US turn 3 in the video, and I still did not have sound. Uh, the good news, I believe UK 4 is when my sound was back on, and you could I wasn't talking to nobody. So I'm just going to do my best at doing a patchwork over top of the game here. The big thing here, US3 is the C Zone 17 battle. This has been the battle I've been planning up for, setting up with. I did talk about a few options of where I could move all of the 12 and 13 into 14, but he would still these fighters up in Karelia could get down here because a carrier could come over and shoot its fighters over, and that really wasn't an option. I also looked at, uh, what other plays do we have, um, and there just wasn't a whole lot of options. But there was an option for strafing them. Come back over here, I did, look. Of course, Japan is still threatening West USA, but I don't need all of those units now, right? So I was planning on moving some up to Canada so that we could make sure that Alaska is secured and dead zone since he doesn't have any other, saying he has no other transport. So I just needed a dead zone versus the two and any air that he could land there. And then also I got 3 units there, so I was just talking about how, I'm going to keep them over there. So if he lands on the eastern Australia, I can try to attack him with a bomber and whatnot as a possibility. And really that was the big focus. I do go into here with the purchase because I have all those units sitting in West USA that's going to be moving over to Central USA, and then the following turn coming over that I did not need to buy a lot of ground units this turn. So I was pointing out earlier I'm going to build a factory for Norway. I'm also going to build a fighter because I know I'm going to be attacking C Zone 17. I'm going to lose air, so I want to start regaining some air. And I think like I said, I think I built 2 artillery in there to match the infantry from West USA coming over. And of course, I talk a lot, so I don't know what all else I said in here. We're going to skip forward a little bit. Oh, I was making a note there that it's round 3, and he does have 5 transports in a factory already, so that's pretty decent pacing for Japan um, at this point. So they're doing okay, even though they're doing the reverse. I tend to go the other way in the Pacific. He's doing the Hawaii first rotation. This is the other thing. What I was taking note of is he's taken pressure off of India. I think he was planning on having those Japan fighters be able to reach Karelia, but by moving them up there and his fleet over in Hawaii with a battleship and 2 fighters over there and cruiser over there, it really took pressure off of India. So I didn't have to do much to stack India. Was a good, and the fact that he didn't take Burma too was good as well. Which part of what I was talking, and actually I don't know why I paused it, but part of what I was going through was I could possibly strafe the units here, but my fighters are going 3 from over here and over here would have to land in TJ, so I needed to leave enough people. That UK, I had to leave enough infantry, troops there to allow my US to land there and not get smoked by a transport and these units in the tank and the bomber. So this really was a tricky add up, and I think that's what I was talking about in UK. It really was a tricky situation there. And just as an overall grand strategy, I can't remember if I talked about here or the UK or if I did it in one of the ones that the audio actually worked. But Axis approach here, they're going heavy into Africa and they're going heavy into Alaska, which gave me better strength in the center of the board. And I'd rather have the strength in the center of the board than in the peripheries, which he was doing. It does require U.S. to use a lot of resources to take care of Africa and Alaska, so U.S. is not putting much pressure on Germany at this point, but um, I'd rather be strong in the center of the board than on those peripheries, so I'm okay with that. All right, here we go. Let's jump up to the Yeah, so I had 2 artillery transport fighter in a factory that we bought. Combat move. So here we go, 5 planes going in against the 4 units there with the battleship. And here we go. We always like dice, right? So I brought in, the calculator on this. So we have a 50% chance of winning. But really, I just need to kill the carrier. That's what I was going into. So I was showing what are the chances that the carrier lives. Very small. If I kill the carrier, then the Karelia fighters could no longer reach that western Mediterranean sea zone. So I could move into there, and then the U.S. ships could take care of the rest the next time. So my main goal was killing the carrier here. Here we go, dice. So here I was like, woohoo, 4 hits. Wow. And then I'm like, ooh, 4 hits. Ugh. And so then I had to decide, okay, well, we might as well get rid of those fighters that we're going to have to land in TJ anyways. And now it's bomber versus a 1-hit battleship. Do we take that? I say yes. I had to take that battle. And we whiffed. And he hit. And gut punch. I mean, the overall battle statistically was not far off from where it should have landed. So I can't be super upset. I wish they hadn't gotten my hopes all up like that, because I could have done my whole retreat that I was planning on doing initially and not wasted my entire U.S. Air Force against it. So be it. It was what it was. Dice are dice. I just would have rather, instead of getting 4 hits and 4 hits, I'd rather have gotten, my 2 hits and 2 hits, took his carrier out, and then I could have retreated and then finished him off. So I believe this is the turn. That I will notice after the fact that I got transports all right here with no defense, and later realize that the fighter could go, or the bomber could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think, yeah, I'm a few turns ahead, and my memory's a little fuzzy. Maybe that was last turn too, but this was just kind of going through all the strategies of what could happen there. Da, 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 da. Skip ahead, skip ahead. Oh yeah, finished our defensive C-Zone 5 there. And you can see I'm moving into 14 because now he only has 3 that can hit there, and I've got 4, both of us with battleships. So at the very least, I'm going to have this fleet that can clean up the Germans next time. But it was frustrating because that meant he's got one more load with the German transport that he can move. And I was really kind of counting on him not being able to move any more units with the transport. There's my factory. So I moved infantry artillery up there. I brought some infantry over, pairing them with some artilleries to go with the transports that I brought back and built, and the fighter, so that I'd have the two in the fighter to be able to go over that way, because the UK is going to take it first, so he can't land his fighter. I said the air as well earlier, but it's really just his infantry artillery I got a dead zone against. But yeah, I think this is where I noticed, oh shoot, that bomber can go in there and reach them. And I said, oh dang. Maybe in other words. I don't remember my exact words, you know? So, whoops. So we had 25. So I think I did an artillery and, yeah, 8 infantry there. The long story short here is I wanted to make sure I kept West Russia stacked at the same time as trying to keep Gaza stacked. Oh, yeah, and I was going to take advantage of the fact that the Ukraine failed there. Oh, yep, looking at back at the... Pause it here for a second. The war report, I tried to do this before I built my units and they added up, so at this point I am 13 attack power behind, 13 AP behind, and he is already up at 88 on the Axis side, which is a rather high number and a little concerning, although I'm still making more, and I'll be cutting into that, but that's not a great war report for end of 3 rounds for allies. Comes our good old dice. Good hit there. This was an important one. We needed to take this, or else he has that tank blitz. Ugh. There's the hit. This was the nice to have one. But I really couldn't afford too much loss there. But we got the hit. So that was good. The end of this is the kind of the interesting part. So I'm not going to be able to stack Kaza and West Russia and Caucasus with all the air that he had 2 away, plus the bomber could reach there, plus the battleship, plus that stinking transport had another shot at me. So I elected to move them all out of there, and I elected to go ahead and put 4 infantry in there, even though actually I think I decreased this. Let's watch. I think I ended up deciding not to go 4. Did I go with the 4? Maybe I did. Sorry, I had to answer the phone. That was the sheriff's office answering an alarm at my business. So, in any case, so yeah, I went with 3 to make it not as profitable, and hopefully I actually wanted to tempt his bomber because of the fact that I didn't really want his bomber to go to Africa, so I was hoping that maybe we could tempt him to come in here, or excuse me, his battleship, his bomber, tempt his bomber to come in here instead of killing my transports down off the coast of Africa. So that's why I ended up going with 3. It seemed like a good number that would make him have to commit because he'd have 2 units plus the battleship, and some fighters, but that he need to commit the bomber to make it just a smooth kill. And that was the end of the turn. Alright, I gotta do a speed run here. I realized I'm working a long shift, ran home during lunch, so I can do this real super fast. It's gonna be like a 6-7 minute move. Quick story, he bought a bomber in response to me killing his fighters down there, so he now has 2 bombers, 3 fighters I gotta be careful of. He did a lot of attacking. Spread out in Africa, that's not a surprise there, right? He did attack Caucasus, so with the 2 infantry battleship and a bomber, and my 2 infantry survived. Yay! So I'm happy to trade 2 for 2 and hold on to it. So he took the bait there. So that meant the bomber didn't go down and kill the transports down here. So I still got my transports. I was worried would be dead. And then he basically stack attacked things. The big thing is he left Karelia. I didn't see if I can do this super fast. Oh, can I do this fast? Can I do this fast? Let's see. So he's got 6 infantry, 8 tanks that he's got going there. 6 infantry, 8 tanks, and 3 fighters, 2 bombers. If we kill that, and we kill that, and we move those, so we move 2 there, 12. Say like 4 artillery. This is artillery. 1 minus the 3. 12 infantry. Couple fighters. So yeah, I'll have to look at it closer later. We could possibly stack Karelia here, is what I'm thinking. But I'm gonna leave that up for I don't got time. I'm gonna abandon out of here though. Do I need to abandon out of here? Did I decide? Do I need to? If I'm going to bring this guy over, I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out for a turn. I can't attack here. I can't attack here. So I'm gonna pull out for a turn. In any case, buying 8 infantry and a fighter, 3 for here, 5 for there. The fighter go there. Continue cycling my fighters into the center of the map. Take that. Take that freebie. Actually, let's hold the artillery back for right now. That's the other one. I knew there was one other one. Whew. Glad I went back. Checked that. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Thank you, thank you. Oh man, I gotta make the decision now. You know, I didn't count that AA gun, so I'm gonna throw them in there. What the heck? At the very least, yeah, we're gonna throw my other UK guys down in there, and maybe Russia can stack them later. Maybe they can't stack them later. Guys can come on back. No, no. Let's do that for response. We're gonna move you in. Both my fighters up here. So he can only bring 2 bombers up there, right? And we've got enough, especially when we pull that guy around. These guys come in. Do we want them to go in? I want them going down there, right? Okay. Last thing I need to do is I need to double check my India here, make sure I'm not giving up India. I'll have 10 infantry, 2 artillery. He will have 4, which can bring 5 and 3. He's got 1 fighter, 1 bomber. Those can't reach. He's got a battleship. I'll give him just 36% chance. But we also have these tanks here. You know what? I don't need to do that. We got the tanks sitting there that could kick back and all that air if I absolutely have to. As well as the Russian tank that could kick back if need be. I'm afraid I'm doing something wrong, but I gotta go. And this is why I don't like ranked. There we go. Alright, turnover. Okay, so Japan 4's move here. They bought 10 infantry and artillery and another complex. They put the other complex down here. Pretty good buy there. I mean, that's what, 37, 47, 52? So I didn't realize he had that much money. I don't know if he saved the time before or how exactly that happened. Or wait, that's 34, 49, excuse me. Anyways, you get the point. It's pretty good income actually. You know, I'm kind of curious. So they're sitting at 44 income right now. Um, so that's not bad. That's not bad for Japan at all at this point. So he is getting a little bit more here, but we're still going to be able to stack Kaza. We're going to take Ukraine. Hopefully we're going to take our change, or we're even going to take a shot at Vologda and stacking Karelia, because that's what I was trying to figure out when I was doing my UK turn, but I just didn't have time. But we should be able to stack Karelia at this point as well from him attacking. So all he'll be able to do is trade these 2 back next turn, and hopefully we're going to take out the battleship transport finally. So no more med ships. I'm going to use that using battleship cruiser destroyer. Hopefully we don't lose anybody. I mean, he could use his air force to take those 3 boats of mine out, but there's not a transport in there, and I don't know that he'd really want to. They're kind of out of place, so I don't see the benefit of it. We are going to pull the carrier out. Probably actually all the way out to here and picking up a fighter so that we can start working through here because we're going to be bringing our transports down here actually to finish up cleaning up Africa. So the good news is, although I'm only building, you can see I'm only building 5 infantry, but we're going to get all these guys on transports next time, and these guys. So these 2 guys are going to meet up with that transport. These 6 guys are going to meet up with this transport plus 2 that I'm building in there. And then we're going to have 5 and an AA coming over where there's these 4 transports will be sitting here, 2 from here, 2 from there. That some of them can come up to Canada, some can come back in here. So, and then we'll be up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 transports plus the IC. So we're pretty close to where I like to be. Transport wise, especially since we're not in the Mediterranean at this point. So we're getting there. It's a little bit slower than I'd like, but even though Germany's getting some here, they're losing money up here, being knocked out of Karelia at this point. Now, I imagine he'll pull all these ground back up here, and then he'll get back into Karelia. Not G5, but G6. But he gave me too much room to operate, so we're going to shut it down for a turn, and that's important because that means after Germany, since they don't get Karelia, these UK tanks will be able to blitz on through to West Russia or Archangel, or whatever, and they'll be able to get down into the center of the board. So it's a key move that we're going to be able to hold Karelia, even if it's just for 1 turn. And, I mean, whether he stacks down here, here, or here, I'm sure he'll push his stacks forward, and I'll have to pull back into West Russia and continue bumping into Kaza, and I'm going to be pulling guys back this way. So here we go. So U.S. turn, we're going to buy 5 infantry. We're going to get 2 transports, and we're still going to buy another fighter just to keep building up my rebuilding my air force from taking on that fleet. So we're going to do some interesting moves down here. I'm going to bring 1 infantry down here so that he can't just blitz all the way down to South Africa and grab it. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into this guy. So that's going to leave me 4 infantry, which he could kill, but I'm going to be bringing 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and a bomber sitting here. So whatever if he goes to kill that, then I'm just going to wipe him right back out, quick and easy. If he goes down here, I'll have 4 or 5, a tank, plus I'll have my transports that could come down and hit here. So he's already owns that, so all he can do is stack here and then trade, start trading out his units. So that's our plan to try to clean this up. We do want to make sure we move him forward. So we're going to take the battleship for taking a shot, give the cruiser and destroyer to hopefully hit it in 1 shot. Carrier's going to come back. Those guys are going to do their thing. Nothing to attack over here. And that should be it on the attacks this turn. Good thing we sent Mr. Bomber. Two hits first round. Come on. 1 hit out of destroyer cruiser and 1 hit out of the battleship. Good. Oh, battleship. You're the one that's supposed to hit. Oh, but his missed. Okay, both battleships missed. Go figure. Like I said, if he wants to attack that, more power to him, I guess. Okay. I no longer have to protect him here. I can move that destroyer. All right. So he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, he can't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I cleared that, so I don't have to worry about protecting that. So we're just gonna come to here. We don't have a transport there, but I'd rather the fighter there can fly, you know, closer in than if I had to go down there. You know, had on hindsight, I didn't need to bring my cruiser all the way down there last time. I was viewing that attacking there, but I was rushing then too. All right, transport's good. All looks good. So there's 6 of them. 6 extras that can come back up to meet transports coming up to here to shuck either direction next time. Oh wait, hold up. Not 2 of those. 2 of those need to go up into Norway. Still, 2 transports can go up there. Ah, he bombed Russia. I did not notice that. Okay. So that changes my plans a little bit. We do got to be careful of any, let's see, how many planes can it reach? 1, 2, 3, so 4. And I was planning on letting 1 infantry live. So what do we need to have to hold Russia? Because I'd rather not build but 1 and then be able to build eight guys. But I don't know that's gonna make me happy. So, because if he has 1 infantry, 3 fighters, and a bomber, I really need to have 6 ground in there to feel comfortable about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Not exactly what I wanted to do. It's gonna be a less person than I'd like to build, but oh well. It is important that I take that, so I'm going to use 2 fighters on them. Let me pull up my Corellia calculator so I make sure I don't goof up how many units I'm sitting up there. So I'd like to have 12 infantry, 5 artillery. We got 1 and 1. Well, my 5 artillery, 1 infantry is going to go here. We're going to build 1, so I need 10 to go up. That leaves me 2. Two tanks are going to be extra. 2 of these guys need to go down that way. That leaves me 3 and 1. So 10, 11, build is 12. Oh wait, no. 10, 11, oh yeah, build is 12, but I need 1 to go over here. hold up. So we need one less coming from here going there. So 1 to go there, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5. My AA going up there. Actually, I don't even need that AA to go up there. But I will, so that means I only need, since I got an AA down south already, so I only need 11 infantry to go up there, so we can have him go up there, build 1 go there, 9 go up a 10th, 11th, 5 infantry, land my 2 fighters up there. We're good. I need to bring 2 infantry down here. So what do we got going here now? We have 2 infantry, 2 tanks going that way. Should we just go ahead and send... Yeah, let's go ahead and just send an extra one that way. And those 2 can come down. My wife indicated the dinner's ready, so I'm playing kind of quick here because it's steak and I'm ready to go eat it. So I hope I didn't make any mistakes. This is probably like I said, the hardest thing with ranked is playing fast when you have to play fast. Oh, I remember why I was only going to send 2. Well, shoot, I'm going to send 3 now. But I got the UK troops. Ground can move in here to help cover them. Oh, there we go. Because that one more going to Vologda might have been more comfortable to have that as a mini stack. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been trading so much. I'd rather, yeah. Come on, take it without a loss. No hit back. All right. So 3 units versus 2 infantry and air. I'll take that. Although I would have liked to send 1 more that way, I think. But oh well. Move him in. Them up. 1 over. So yeah, there we go. Oh, I forgot to look at the... So this is after building 7 infantry, so I had 180 to 184. I think that's a pretty good catch-up from last time, if I remember. We did a good, nice little catch-up to only 4 difference. He's down to 84. I think that's down a little bit. And we got our 73.98, so that was a good round for us. Okay, so Germany bought 13 infantry. Yeah, I mean, he's grounding up now, and he's got a nice core going here, as you can see, where he's got 20 units, 10 units moving that way, 10 infantry, 14 infantry. You got a nice strong core right through the middle of Europe there, and it's going to take a long time for me to break all those units. I mean, that's 15, 26, 36, 56, 59, like 60 units or so through there, and I'm just barely breaking the corner. The Russians, of course, aren't going to count, so we only got a handful here. So we got a long time till we're going to be able to actually break Germany. So that's the downside. The good news is we do have the Karelia door open, so we can get some UK and US troops, if you brought in here to help restore the center a little bit. He pulled back out of Africa. You can see this combination of the Ukraine and Egypt stacks here. He's looking to put pressure here. So if Germany gets here, that's bad news for me. And I'm going to have a fair amount of units here that could dead zone Caucasus, but at the same time, I'd rather not blow all my Russian units on the Germans with the Japan building up on the backside. That's the good side. Good news is Japan's still pretty far away as well. But this is the time, I believe, that it's time to come out of India, excuse me. So I'm going to pull on out of India, pull back into Persia, so that I will have of course, we're going to come down here, stack West Russia, Moscow, Kaza, Persia stack. So this is going to be my core. We'll have Caucasus dead zone. We'll have TJ dead zone from these guys because these guys coming up. And we'll have India dead zone because we'll have quite the stack, and we're going to have 6 fighters and a bomber sitting in here for UK as well as these tanks. So, we're going to have that pretty well dead zoned. And at the end of the day, I'm going to try and make this as awkward as I can for him to take, preferably where he has to commit like 2 transports if he really wants it, because that's going to mess up his shucking, and it's not going to let him keep it, so I can just keep trading back and forth with it. So we're going to pull out of India and just kind of make it awkward. I am going to go ahead and try and attack Burma, which is a little bit awkward because since I moved my bomber down here, I kind of regret that a little bit. I wanted to take out that infantry, which worked. But now, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, can I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, yeah, I can do it. I was thinking that was going to be 5. I completely miscounted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, all right, so I don't have to land them there. So that'll help with taking these guys out. So hopefully we can take these guys out so he has to commit transports to try to take it. And then I'm going to build an AA to make it awkward for his air at the very least, since my other AA is all the way over here at the moment. So we're going to make it awkward, do what we can, and maybe he'll choose to not even bother to trade it this first round because it's just too awkward. And so if we can get dead zone, dead zone, dead zone, stack, 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 and then hopefully kill these 2 units off, we'll be sitting pretty good. And of course, hopefully these 2 are stacked from him being able to attack with his infantry and fighters and planes. So we got a fairly stable center of the board for us, although he's getting ready to put some pressure. All right, so purchase. I'm going to buy an AA and 2 infantry for down here for India, and we're going to buy 4 infantry, 2 artilleries for my 3 transports up here. I am going to go ahead and state that I'm going to plan on flying this fighter to Sea Zone 5 and building a U.S. carrier into here, which will allow me to bring this transport in, still send 1 fighter to Kaza because I need that for the stack. The other fighter in Sea Zone 5 will help have pressure on Caucasus as well, although he won't be adding the pressure down to all the way down to India and TJ, but I don't think it's needed. I think I'll have enough there anyway, so not too worried on that. But coming in here will let me trade these 2 using these units, and then hopefully move those guys on in. Fortunately, I can't get a good shot with the plane, so this fighter could reach him, but then he can't get back to Sea Zone 5 or down to Kaza, and I need 1 of my fighters in Kaza and 1 of my fighters in Sea Zone 5. So unfortunately, we're going to take a shot with infantry artillery versus 2, which is not my favorite. I mean, it's a 50-50. We'll see what happens. Hopefully at least to get 1 and then make it easy for Russia to take. Alrighty, so yeah, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're just going to send the 2. Because all that, even if I don't take it, he doesn't have a tank that can blitz. So if I can just kill both of them, that would be great. And hopefully take it. That'd be even better. And then let's see. This guy needs to fly 1, 2, 3, 4 down to there, so we're not going to use him. But we might as well use the cruiser. Let that cruiser get his practice in, because eventually that cruiser is going to have some usefulness in attack Berlin. Although we could take a shot at that now, too. I think I'll wait till I have an artillery to come along to back up the cruiser missing at trying to take out that AA gun. Hate to waste 2 infantry when we know the cruiser's probably going to miss. I need every single one of these units. I'm not going to risk trying to do a bomb, an air raid on any of these guys. They can't really attack forward at all, so no reason to waste the units there. Alright. I think that's all the attacks I can do. Way to miss, cruiser. Oh, fighter, come on. I'm counting on you. Come on, fighter. Ah, gosh. Come on, guys. Thank you. Russians didn't want to have to clean up their mess. Their leftovers. Alright. Bomber's on. He's on target, though. Bomber's going to do good. Oh, bomber! Come on. Bomber missed twice. Wow. Well, at least we got both infantry, so he can't. He'll have to use transports to take ND at the very least. Alright. Artillery, do your job. Good. Whiff. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Artillery did its job. Way to go, artillery. Much better than planes and cruisers. Yeah, I was thinking about leaving one because he may just sit in Egypt. I'm going to push him with the U.S. anyways. Now we're going to move them in here to be help extra protection versus these bombers. Because my U.S. carrier destroyer is going to sit there. We're going to bring the fighter in, but just to be extra safe, I think we're going to do that. Although, you know what? 2 carriers, destroyer, and a fighter should be fine. There's 2 bombers. 1, 2, 3. Fighters can't reach. I'm gonna shoot the cruiser on up here so that he can come on around to C-Zone 3 next time. Alright. So, I'm not going to hold the video going because I want to play around with some different... Oh, you know what? You can come on out of there. Some different combinations. So I'm going to have 2 infantry and artillery sitting there. So I'm going to... My bomber's sitting here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can't threaten him there. So originally I was planning on having the bomber here. So I would be still threatening 61. But I liked the idea of being able to get him there. So I'm okay with that. And I don't want to leave the bomber in India because he will be able to take it if he really wants it. So we'll leave him there. But I'm going to just calculate what will make him send at least 2 transports to take it if he really wants it. And that's going to count on him using the battleship, and you know, all the fighters, all the planes can make it because we didn't take Burma. So I got to keep that in consideration too. So we got 4 fighters and a bomber. That's why we built the AA. So, but I'm not going to keep you guys here. I'm just going to do that, and you can just remember when I pull up US to take a quick glance at India, and you can see what I did there. The rest will pull back to Persia. Alright, so Japan bought a bomber, 8 infantry, and 2 artilleries. I'm kind of happy he moved down here to Burma so that he can go in there. I'll figure that out, you know, come UK's turn again, how exactly we're going to play all this out. But it makes me kind of happy. I don't have to worry about too much there. I do want to try to keep my Kaza stack, so that is going to be a little bit awkward because I need to know what's going on with UK in order to hold the Kaza stack, but I don't know what UK is going to be doing with Germany possibly coming here, or if we need to hold that down there in UK. But all in all, I'm not too unhappy with the setup here. I hadn't quite looked at this, so what we got? 9 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank, so he really doesn't have any more pressure here than he did last time, right? 3 fighters. He's got what, this bomber he built? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fighter 1, 2, 3. So he's got 4 fighters, 2 bombers. So he's got an added bomber in there. His other fighter came down here, is still down here with these guys. I think the key is just to make sure we get enough Russians here to stack West Russia. Excuse me. And then any others we'll send on down this way and then fill in the rest as needed. Let's see, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. So we can take a shot at these guys. Can't really do a breakthrough because he has a... I mean, we could try to take him out too, I suppose, but that's a lot. We're building all our Russians. I have 8 Russians to build that we'll be putting into Moscow, so... Well, we'll take a little closer look at that after we do our US turn. So US, Like I said, I am going to buy a carrier to put down in Sea Zone 5. Maybe I'm getting a little too aggressive here, and that was probably, too many boats considering I got all these other boats, but he's got a lot of Japan Air too, so anyways, we're going to do the carrier, we're going to fly that fighter over there to land on him, as well as bring that destroyer in there, which will be protected versus Japan units that he moved into range. And outside of the carrier, we're going to build us another fighter as we continue to build those back up, and we're going to get us 6 infantry um, to continue to shuck through here. Now, he does have his bombers here, so he's kind of shutting down through here. I'm not going to have one cruiser defend against 2 bombers. I also took out Sea Zone 3 this turn because I went down into here this turn. So I'm just going to have the US go south, UK go north for right now, with the US just leaking in some troops up here as we go along. And hopefully we can make the US be able to do some decent trading down here. Nothing worth hitting there with him this turn. Is that really all I can do attack-wise for the US? By golly, I believe it is. Alright. I think that's really all I can do. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave that. I'm thinking about leaving the AA. I'm not really using it so much, but maybe leaving him here so he actually can't just blitz there and back. And then I can use the infantry and the bomber to clear him back out. Because I really don't have much use of the AA otherwise, really. You think about it. Alright. To leave him or just pull him back? Leave him or pull him back? I'm going to leave him there. Make him actually have to use a unit there. So he doesn't just sit in Egypt. We could put the fighter there, but then, I mean, he really has kind of an advantageous 2 bombers versus 1 fighter attack, so I think we'll just do that. Oh, did he hit Russia again? So maybe I'll hit this guy just for my own peace of mind. We'll see. But I don't think I'm going to repair it anymore. I want to go ahead and get my max units built, and I can put 6 in here and 2 up in Corellia. So I probably should calculate out more what I'm doing, but I'm not going to, because we're just going to be risky. In that I'm not calculating out to make sure that I for sure have the Caucasus dead zone. I just feel like with all these UKs and with my Russians coming down, I should have it dead zoned and still be able to stack Kazakh here. But we'll see how well shoulds do me. Da, 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 da. Double fighter hit right here. First round. Yeah, got it on the second round. I'll take it. This is when I really, really want to win this one, just so I don't have to be fretting Moscow for any air raid type things. There we go, good. We got 11 infantry, 4 artillery going in there. What did I want? Oh, I forgot to keep that marked. I believe I wanted 13 infantry total. I have 10 more coming, so we may want to overdo that a little bit. Then we'll have 8 more coming in to his 10 coming. And we'll have some of those guys coming in too, so I think we'll go like that. And we'll call it there. I forgot real quickly here. So we added what? We built 8 infantry, so subtract 8. So we're at 200 to 206. So we might have lost just a little bit of ground there. But he's now down to 79. I believe that's improved for me for his combined. And I'm at 75, 98. So I think I got a little bit better on the income. So board positions just a little bit better. I think he might have gained just a little bit on me on the power, attack power overall, if I remember correctly. So, but you know, the overall feel, I'm feeling fairly neutral, simply because he does have a lot of units here that I gotta build up. I do not have a lot of units in range of him, and he's still got these guys causing headaches, and we may be giving up India altogether next turn, depending on what happens here. So, depends if he pulls back, if we can get enough pressure. Well, I mean, he won't pull back because he can continue to stack Ukraine. So, until I get a little bit more pressure on here. But if he's able to get into Caucasus and because I didn't do my math, that could be problematic. But we'll see what he does. All right, we're running short on time here. About to lose to timeout here. Let's see. Sorry, wrong buttons. Here we go. Germany bought 12 infantry. He kept his strong core going through across here. Interesting, he left 4 infantry in Italy when I've got 4 transports and I got battleships and cruisers and fighters and bombers. So I'm not sure what the idea behind that was, but the good news with me holding Karelia, I'm going to take this back and trade this. And taking here, he's only going to have 10 spots to build no matter how much money he has. He's going to be able to put 10 units on here now in all likelihood. That means that he's probably going to be building some more planes, would be my expectation, which may make things get a little bit hairy on what we're doing all throughout the region here, but hopefully I'm going to trust that we can manage it as we go along. The good news is we got these fighters that can come join the UK carriers if need be. But first things first. He is putting these guys down here, which I think that the temptation is coming to me to hit them with 5 infantry, 5 fighters, and a bomber. Pull my tanks back, protect India from an attack, and then I can shift UK units, infantry up here to be the stack, and then I can bring my tanks back next turn, and then give up India the following turn if he wants to send another stack this way. Basically, I want him to commit units to India, and I think I have enough where I can do all of that. So we're going to see what happens. Of course, I expect his German stack will move into here when I do that, which will make things a little bit trickier. But we're just going to take it one turn at a time because I've got to rush now. I don't have time to figure this all out. So combats, he did whatever he did. Blitzed here, took there, traded the various places, whatnot. So, alright, so purchase, I'm going to buy a tank. I thought about buying 2 tanks down here for India, but that would mean I'd only have 1 infantry and 2 AA as fodder for whatever he could attack me with. And I also would have no artilleries up here. And so I'm going to build 2 artilleries. I'm going to save 1 IPC just because that's how it plays out. And let's go. So this is a 5-point profit for me to hit, but it's not a guarantee, and I don't want to lose my plane, my fighters. If I lose my bomber, I'm not as hard up, but I really don't want to lose my fighters because I'm going to need them to come back for defensive battles and whatnot, right? The only other downside with this is I do gotta let Russia take care of taking him. But Russia's not gonna have a lot of other stuff they have to manage and handle, so I think that's gonna be okay. Our cruiser is going to hit this time. I had that feeling. The cruiser's gonna do his job. I always take this shot. It's 50-50. If I can take it, then it's just going to slow him down over here. All right. I hate playing fast. I just feel like I'm missing stuff. Boom. Nice. Cruiser, cruiser, cruiser. It's not the HMS Vanguard, unfortunately, but you got this, cruiser. You got this. All you gotta do is roll that 1. I'll take a 2. All right. Way to go, cruiser. Oh, here we go. 5 hits. 5 hits. Oh, crap. Okay, 4 hits was average for me. 4 hits was a little above average for him. Dang it. And go one more round. I was kind of counting on that, but I was counting on 1 artillery. Dang it. As my worst case scenario is that 1 artillery lived. Alright, well, I took a risk. We lost the risk. I'll have to figure out the balance of my units between India and Kazakh. Oh, son of a gun. I goofed. And I just realized, man, this is why he did not rush and I still gotta finish his turn. Crap. I meant for that Baltic fighter to go the other way. Crap, crap, crap. Okay, I did. Oh, this is a horrible turn. Oh, this is why I hate ranked. Crap. Okay, so he could do 3, 5, 3, 5, 5 is what he's got coming at me. 4 fighters, 2 bombers, battleship, cruiser. Dang it. So I mess up it's the whole shipping here. That's the problem now. Because I needed that UK fighter over here. How can we do this? Come on, Chris, puzzle this out. Puzzle this out. 1, 2. Oh, that's 50-50. Yikes. 2 destroyer cruiser carrier. We're just gonna have to figure it out. I don't know. I think I goofed that up. But I gotta end this turn before I lose. Please don't say lost. Please don't say lost. Please don't say lost. Well, we made it through the turn. Bad decisions, bad battles, bad goof ups. I hope I didn't just sink myself on that one, on that turn. But we'll hope for the best. That's all we can do. Okay, so I did have to skip US 6 and Russia 7. This is a busy time of year for me, and I left for work at like 6:30 and didn't get home until close to 11. And of course, the gentleman played right after me last time, so it was like 10:45 that I had to go to make the 24 hours. So I broke down, downloaded the app onto my phone, and did a turn on my phone for the first time ever. So, anyways, I just have to kind of give you an update on what happened from since the last time. So, UK 6 was our last play. So, Japan bought 11 infantry, 2 artilleries. They did come down here, cleared up Australia, and took a Venkai where I had 2 infantry remaining there. Pretty straightforward. US got a little bit trickier, especially if you're playing on my phone. But I bought a tank, fighter, 5 infantry, artillery, and a transport. I went ahead and attacked and took Italy and the southern Europe here. Also took Libya down there. But yeah, so we did the 2 infantry there for free. Italy, we took 2 transports worth with a couple fighters and a cruiser. Because of the mixed, his 2 Japan bombers could reach here as well as the Japan fighter. The Japan fighter could reach here and his bombers fighters. Because of this mixed bag of stuff, it made it a little challenging to figure out how to work the Navy in and whatnot. And in all honesty, it's going to continue to be a challenge because we got mixed navies here, mixed Air Force here, and these 2 bombers can hit either of these 2 sea zones as well. So definitely going to make for an interesting mix-up here. And we took 1 transport back, 3 to attack, built a transport, so we have our 4 units here. He did come back over here with his transport, so he has 1 infantry, 1 fighter. So we did do a little build. I'm going to move that infantry over, but just in case he takes goes for Alaska and takes it, I think he's just grabbing guys and going back to the mainland. But never know. We'll see what he does. But in any case, so actually the fighter was a flyback. I built the tank and infantry there. The other fighter I built and dropped in the C zone up here because that's where I needed it. And as you can see, normally we'd want that battleship in there helping with Italy, but the battleship had to stay back, and we sent the carrier in instead. So that's where we wrapped up with the U.S. Came around to Russia. Russia bought 5 infantry and 2 artilleries. I meant to write down, I did look at the war report in there, but I forget what it was. We had AP advantage. That's all I really remember. Don't remember exactly what it was. Um, so, anyways, 5 infantry, 2 artillery. Uh, we ended up taking Caucasus cleanly, and then just continued to stack West Russia and down here. I forgot that I was bombed out, so my 1 extra unit I built, I had to place up here in Karelia. Not a big deal. He can still come down to West Russia next turn, as well as I might have to use him for clearing over there. Probably not. I think I'm going to use my UK to do this again. I was debating pulling UK out to C Zone 3, but it is kind of nice using the guys fresh from here to hit these 2 C zones and just let other guys trickle on through. Um, so yeah, there we go. That's where we're at. Oh, Germany's turn. So since we had Italy and we have Karelia and we had Caucasus, he only had 10 things he could build, and he still had all this money he's still making. So he did buy a bomber, 7 infantry, 2 artillery. So the good news there is he only built 9 defensive units, and now you can see there's a crack in the reinforcement line here. So he's been able to hold on to Ukraine so far, but now I think this is the same size as it was the turn before, but there's no ground reinforcements coming. The only thing he can reinforce with is air. Because I ended up splitting my UK troops up to be able to stack both of these, not unexpectedly, he moved his Germans on over to here, and we'll just keep chasing him. I mean, he's eventually going to run into a hard spot here. He could get, if he comes in here, then, we got a squad because I'm going to stay split between these two this next turn as well. Combats. I don't think there's anything, he took Caucasus, he took Transjordan, Baltic. He took 3 infantry, he only had 1 live, so that's nice. Northwest. Southern Europe, he took cleanly. Italy, he took with only 1 loss. Bella was another 2 infantry loss, so he had some pretty heavy losses up here on this side, so that's nice. So Bello, he killed 2, lost 2. Baltic, he killed 2, lost 2. So I will take those up here. That makes these straight easier again. So I did my calculators to figure out what it's going to take. I do got to watch out. He does have his transport battleship carrier from down here that can come in, and the carrier that can grab the fighters. We're going to try to clear this guy out. And here we go. So purchase, we're looking at 6 infantry, 1 artillery, 3 infantry going down here. Meaning I'm only building 4 up here, but as you can see I have 8 units from the previous build and only got 3 transports. So I have 2 left over. That'll give me 6 units, which allow me to go ahead and buy another fighter for my carriers up here. And you can see I built an artillery because I'm only going to use 1 of these artillery, so I'm still going to have 2 sitting there. That'll give me 3 artilleries, and that leaves me a couple IPC left over for next turn because we're not going to have quite as much money as we'd like as we're still dealing with these guys down here. Here we go, cruiser this way, Or do we go cruiser that way? And fighter, which way does the fighter go? Let's see. I mean, I think they're both 50-50-ish, so... I'd probably more like to clear these so I can just keep funneling these guys back. But if I clear these guys, that's him sending units this way. Go, cruiser, go. He did his job last time. Maybe he can change my opinion of cruisers. Oh, they don't like my cruiser. Unlikely on my cruiser. Show them what we got, cruiser. Show them what you got. Be that tipping force that makes it our favor. Ah, and the cruiser failed me. Surprise. Oh no, that's not what we wanted. That is definitely not what we wanted. Well, that didn't go so well. I should have went after Berlin and the AA gun. I forgot about that. That's what I should have done. I mean, granted, they still missed, so it wouldn't have mattered, but... I was hoping to at least kill one infantry in Northwest Europe. Oh, come on, fighter. Oh, are you serious? Thank you, fighter. I've had a lot of infantry misses. It's about time I have an infantry hit. Ugh. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. What a wasted turn. I tell you, that was a big flop and a half. Oh. Redeem yourselves down here by all means. We need this. Oy. What a yucky round. Alright, let's look at my numbers. I went 1, 2 here, move them up. 5 tanks there. Gives me 2 AA, 4 infantry, 5 tanks, 2 fighters. He's got 4 transports, 2 fighters, 2 bombers, 2 battleships, and a cruiser that can reach me. That looks good. Kaza. We've got our 1 AA, 13 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 tank, and 3 fighters. Versus is 11, 4, 1, 3, 2. Looks good. I forgot I was going to be driving one of the artilleries that way to come back. Oh well. We're going to leave them there. So the one good thing that I will say is, you know, I may not even need him to stay here. He may just get a free shot with his Germans at them, but I may need him there. My Americans, though, they're going to be moving up into here, so I don't really need the reinforcements to Morocco this next turn. but I don't want to take my battleship back over there. I can't take my fighter over there because of needing the defenses here. So cruiser carrier over here really aren't going to do me a whole lot of good. So if I don't bring the transports here, I'll have to loop them to Route 1 to Sea Zone 1 anyways. Suppose I could bring him on up to catch the fighter that I'm building. And you'd have 3 bombers, 1, 2, 2 fighters. Yeah, I don't see it. So we're not going to do it. Alright. There we go. That's the turn.